remember in Oakland, I was at Melrose. It's an elementary school, but it's also a middle school now. And I was in the 6th or 7th grade, and our teacher assigned us this thing to write a poem. At the time, being very young-minded, immature, I thought, poetry was soft, and I didn't really vibe with it too well. I would rather be a rapper, and my teacher told me that, well, this is rapping just without the beat. Just write a verse, and then let's hear you say it without any music. And I was like, she used reverse psychology, like, I bet you can't do it type of thing. So I had to prove it wrong, and I wrote it. Yeah, she got me. And I wrote it, shared it with the class. She then submitted it to a competition, and I performed in front of the whole school. And that competition took me to Sacramento, where I performed and made the finalists.
Wow.
I was one of the top 2. And that was my first time doing spoken word or poetry or anything related to that. And from that point on, I knew that, people would listen to me. I knew that I had something to say and that people wanted to hear it. And so that just sparked something in my mind, like, man, if I could do this on just, me just throwing something out there, or my first attempt at it, I wonder what I can do if I was intentional about what I'm saying. These people are sitting here in silence listening to my words. What is it that I actually have to say? And that was at a very young age. And from then on, I started writing poetry. Obviously back then it was poetry. It was a lot of love poems and stuff about how I felt. But then that grew into me actually talking about how I feel about society, how I feel about the world around me. And I don't think I've ever turned back from spoken word since.